Good morning, students. Welcome to the online classes once again. We are going to do the same lesson which we have half done. First and second unit we have already finished, and this is the third unit that we are going to do today. And it is all about civil disobedience movement. Now, what I'm going to tell you is all about the circumstances that led to the civil disobedience movement. There are five, reasons for the civil disobedience movement to start. Okay, so the first one is the Government of India Act 1919. Now, what is this act all about? According to the act, Indians can participate in elections to the provincial councils. But the problem was that among the Congress members, some leaders were tired of mass agitation and struggle and wanted to participate in elections. So there was a conflict between the Congress members. Now, the second one was the second reason is Swaraj Party. Now, within the Congress, as I said, the members had a difference of opinion. So they now transferred themselves into two groups, moderates and radicals. All right. So C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru formed the Swaraj Party. Now, the party wanted to return to the council politics. Jawaharlal Nehru and Subhash Chandra Bose pressed for more radical agitation for full independence. Both of them wanted independence, but the way to achieve that was different now within the Congress. Okay. Now, the next one is worldwide economic depression. Now, what was this? This was faced all over the world. Here, the agricultural prices began to fall down, and from 1926 to 1930, there was a complete loss, economic loss. So, here the demand for agricultural goods fell and the exports declined. Now, and the peasants found it very difficult to sell their harvest and pay their revenues. So, by the year 1930, the countryside was in turmoil. Now, this is the third reason for the civil disobedience movement. Next comes the Simon Commission. You must have heard about the Simon Commission in your previous classes as well. So, Simon Commission was, the British Constitution had sent this Sir John Simon to India along with his team, and they wanted to see as to what was the problem in India, why their revenues were very low, and why there was so much of agitation in India, why was there the people in struggle, and so they sent Sir John Simon. But the Indian Congress and the Indian people, they did not want the commission to come to India. The main reason for that was there was no single Indian member in the committee. And since there were no Indian members in the committee, they could not represent the true picture as to what was happening in India to the Queen. So they did not want the commission to come to India. And when the commission really did arrive in India in 1928, it was greeted with the slogan of Go Back, Simon. So this was the Simon Commission. The next one is the Dominion status. The British, to win back the support of the Indians, had a proposal. Now, what was that proposal? The proposal was to give a dominion status for India. Now, what was that? It was a fake, what should I say, fake um, proposal of giving the complete administration to the Indians and collecting the revenue by the British people. It was something like that. So, and that was not clear also. And a roundtable conference to discuss the future constitution. Um, but the Congress was not satisfied with the proposal because they knew what were the intentions of the Britishers, that they just wanted to keep the uprisings, you know, at bay, so that they can continue to rule India. So that was their real motto. And so they did not want, the Congress, especially the Congress leaders, said a complete no for the Dominion status. The next one is the Purna Swaraj. When the proposal came for a Dominion status and all, the Congress did not appreciate that. They did not approve for the idea at all, and they declared that they wanted Purna Swaraj, complete independence for India. And that was decided in December 1929 under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Congress session of Lahore. Okay, and they demanded for Purna Swaraj. And they also declared a date that 26th January 1930 would be celebrated as Independence Day. But the celebrations attracted very little attention. So Gandhiji had to launch for a more widespread movement, and that was the civil disobedience movement. So, civil disobedience movement, I will tell you in the next session. And along with this, I'm going to give you a small worksheet and an activity as well. Okay, children, goodbye.